You are listening to It Came from the Radio, and I'm Jennifer Elise Feldman Marks in studio. I'm here with Exo Huang. She's a Los Angeles-based filmmaker and AFI Conservatory graduate who grew up in China. She's worked in radio, events, produced documentaries, produced content for media and brands advice. She's done a lot of stuff. And but we can get into so much. I watched her other films. I really enjoy it. I think there's one I Hate Love, very cool. But today we're discussing her latest film, which I watched twice and I really enjoyed, called Fortune House. This film offers a magical realist immigration fable as a desperate immigrant delivery driver stumbles into a mahjong parlor run by three demons, where he enters a demon's deal. Win the game, and they will grant him a green card. Hmm. Blending magical realism with dark humor, the film transforms the anxieties, compromises, and hidden transactions of immigrant survival into a Faustian bargain, asking a single question. When the powerless are forced to negotiate with a system rigged against them, what do they have left to put on the table? So, welcome to the show. Thank you for making this film. Really enjoyed it. And really simply, what inspired this film?
Yes, thank you for having me. I would say like the very beginning journey of this film starting around like 2 years ago, and me and my executive producer Wei, we're doing research. Basically, it's trying to like learn how was like the immigrants' history happening here, and so we trying to gathering some image, including some like drawing on newspaper and magazines, like since like 1900, because since that's like the very beginning, like the Asian immigrants starting to live live on this land. So we find out there's a lot of drawing and comic trying to draw immigrants as a monster. Let's say you're gonna see like a Chinese chef, they would draw them as like eight tentacles, eight arms, like in the back because they're trying to describe that they steal local people's job. You're gonna see like people like dressing as like Qing Dynasty kind of outfit. They have like long nails appear like late night on the street to depict that as like a monster appear will like rob like the citizens. So we got like really attracted by the image like this because I feel like that's the really essence of the image was like where's the people's fears comes from. So that's like very beginning of it. We're just trying to do like art in at the very beginning, just like put all of the monster image together to make it like a little art book. But like as long as we go deeper and we realize that there's like so many character in it, and it's actually not only the amount of information just like for like a cultural phenomenon, it can be rich enough to support like a narrative. So we're starting to design a story around it. That's like the very beginning of the film. Yeah.
Faustian bargain. So that's basically, for anyone who doesn't know, you're basically putting your morals aside to get something that you want, which I was thinking a lot about. I'll interview people as a topic of the show, and it's like a lot of people, at least on the Instagram today, I'm like, they're compromising their morals, their integrity, their dignity to get views. I mean, we see it all over the place. And then obviously, a little more importance, getting citizenship in the US, people do some wild things, including, playing mahjong with demons with really long nails. So that's your story in the Fortune House for anyone who wants to see it. So, okay, so why mahjong? Why would he play a game of mahjong to get the citizenship? Why did you pick that rather than tennis or a Vegas gambling game or street hockey? Why mahjong?
Yeah, so uh, I think we're trying to find a kind of space or like a human relationship that bargain negotiation can happen with the game. So
Mhm.
Mahjong have like four people, and in the past, we like when I was a kid, I see like elders in my family play Mahjong on the table. It really how you're gonna play it also depends on who's the elders or who's the boss on the table. So things will like the power dynamic will also shift along the game. And you'll find it's like gonna be fun to present through like remote trying to find a way out, like trying to find a way to stay here. So Mahjong becoming like a perfect like game to show it.
My grandma Lucy, she died at 100 2 years ago, but I watched her and her friends play mahjong, and it was very different than this. The nails weren't this long. So, quick question on the makeup. I'm a makeup artist. I'll do special effects. I've made custom nails for a movie where I burned the nails and lit them on fire. That's for a Friday the 13th film. Victim No More shout out. So, how long did it take to put on the nails? And what I found is that the nails can fall off a lot of times. The actors have to go to the bathroom, they're people. So I always tell them, I told one guy, bring your wife with you. She's gonna have to help you go to the bathroom because these long nails, they can fall off. So did you have any issues with the nails falling off?
Yeah, so basically, for the whole look, including like the face paint and the costume and the nails, we need an hour to get them done. And
Mhm.
we're trying to get like the monster shot done like within an hour. So that's like pretty packed time. So once we put like, it's funny that once the people put on nails, they can't do anything else, right? You can't even like
Right.
play on the phone. So
Yep.
so once like every actor is finished that, they just like sit around the table and I just feel like they also enjoy this look. So once like actor got put on any other like more fantasy elements, they were gradually trying to put another personality like on the acting. That's also the things I feel like the nails and the costumes helps a lot.
It does help a lot. Right now, you've got me right out of the shower. I do radio pretty down to earth, put a little lip stuff on. But when I dress up, a different persona comes through. It really does help when you look different, you really do feel different. So it definitely helps the acting for sure. So what's one thing you learn? So I always say, you're going to learn something when you're on a film set. I'm on film sets all the time. I always get anxiety before because I know I'm going to learn something. Like one time I learned that a regular fan won't blow a lady's dress when she's on the stairs. We needed to use a leaf blower. So I didn't know that. I thought a fan would work. So what are some things that you learned on this set that you didn't know before making Fortune House?
Yeah, because like a lot of my film in the past, they all have like bigger action. They're always walking around, or like rarely like rare for me to done like a 10 minutes conversation on the table, on a square table. So that I once we entering like the storyboard design, I realized that it's actually really hard. So like on the conversation scene, you're always gonna follow like 180 rules. You're trying to keep audience know where they sit and what they talk and what's the power dynamic while they're talking each line.
Mhm.
So a round table, like a square table, since they have two sides, normally we see like a screen just like one side. We're seeing them on the stage, or we sit on the one spot to looking at people to talk. But when you're trying to do like a four people conversation, your perspective will change. You will sometimes jump the line to get a better take of like a power dynamics like lower character. So that's like really that's makes things complicated to design because you're gonna like turn your camera around, and when you're trying to jump the line, you're gonna find like a way to make as a transition the audience can know where they sit rather than why they one suddenly they sit on the right, one suddenly they sit on the left. So that's the things I learned a lot from shooting like the mahjong scene because four people are gonna play constantly and talk a lot. So yeah, I learned a lot from like what you design gonna always based on what you want audience to feel for them. If you want to feel closer, you want them to feel like more threatening, you probably pull further, or like you're trying to use more extreme angle. But when you're trying to feel closer, you're trying to you're trying to make audience feel like the character is kind of fragile now, then you get like closer, or you get like more details on their little movements. So that kind of if you put this as like a first priority, then no matter how you jump the line, it will always work because like audience follows your emotional plot rather than like a space like position. Yeah.
Very interesting. So, what are some of your favorite things about shooting? And then maybe what are some of your least favorite things or things that you would never do again that happened on this film?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I feel like the favorite thing it happens so much. It never happens before. It's like shoot. There's like a shoot at the beginning of the film. He's like running on the street on downtown. It's actually really close to where I live, and shooting someplace that close to your life, and you see something really happens in the screen that's like very close to where you live every day is like really magic experience. It's also and also I know during that I know it's better where to put the camera and what angle will make it looks like more narrow. So that's the things I love the most. I feel like I live my life and also I learned something from real life and really show like the experience really appears while we're on set. Like and um and the least favorite thing basically the whole shoot's done in 3 days, and the whole conversation and the whole mahjong game. We're trying to get it done within a day and a half. So after doing this film, I know how much work you need to do for like a square table conversation. Next time, I'll definitely put more time in it. But like we like catch time on trying to catch it on time like so extreme that we barely did like too much take on that. But I wish I would schedule more time because it feels like just four people sitting here and not it's not sounds like you're gonna need a lot of time in scheduling. But actually, that's the thing you will need like more complicated design while you're doing storyboard. So that's the part I wish I can do better the next time in scheduling wise.
I thought it looked great. I'm not a pro on everything in filmmaking, but I really enjoyed it. And I liked the sign outside on Fortune House where he discovers it. I like the way it glows. And I did a little research on you, and you mentioned that you like to focus on underground communities, like the LGBT community. You did a whole LGBTQ dance club film. And how come you like to focus on the underground communities and not the mainstream pop star like Britney Spears, Sabrina Carpenter?
Yeah, so my whole like director career starting from Vice, I'm working as a director in Vice. So the
Mhm.
whole subject they focus on is about younger generation for sure, but they trying to exploring a life that people never imagined that they can live through to bring people like courage to so I can also do that. There's not only one way that we can live a life, or like there's not like a fixed way to live what you want. So I feel like the reason I really attracted to the life that not got represented a lot on the screen is because I feel like a lot of time when we're watching film, we're trying to we're trying to see how the character figure out their own issue as a reflect that we how we can figure out our own issue. So for me, like a more niche way or like a way that never shown before. That's the part I would feel like the magic of the movie. That oh, so I can feel this way, or I'm allowed to feel this way, and it's okay to feel this way. Then how I can do to cope with there's like so many ways, and that makes me feel like free while I'm watching like or like hear a story. So
Right, right. So I think there's always some level of chaos when you're filming or something unexpected and some level of risk. And you mentioned that you like to run your film set kind of like a laboratory. I'm similar that way. Like there's certain formulas that you have in place and you get things down to a bit of a science. And then when you get there, you're super prepared and then you're ready for anything to go in that spontaneity. So, like, what are some things that you recommend to other filmmakers to get that laboratory tight and working and that well-oiled machine and to get those results you want from the beaker that you use with the different substances? Like, what are some things you might recommend?
yeah, I feel like this theory comes up from like I doing documentaries for like so many years. So every time if there's a good story coming out from the set, you sometimes depends on luck. Sometimes it comes on how your character live their life and what kind of adventure they're gonna take you to. But the most important thing is everyone feels that they can express themselves on set and they can just relax and being themselves. That's gonna trigger the most the best event like in the show. So from that part of the experience, I realized it's also the same as a narrative film set. If everyone can feel like they are free to use their creative to make what they think is the best thing and they somehow match together come like and make the art together, and also same for the actors if they feel fully relaxed and have um like unlimited space to express what's their understanding of the actor, then the things won't go bad because like if they are being themselves, then the character in your film in the frame is also like being themselves, and we'll all have the space to talk about it. And in the end, it's a good work. So I really appreciate that when everyone's idea bump together, then we create some more new things on set rather than just like focus on whatever we imagined before because that's just text. And yeah.
So I found I like to work with people who have some type of meal plan or workout plan, some type of regimen, because what I found in almost 42 years is if you can run your life and be organized and control what you put in your mouth and how you sleep, or my sleep is all over the place, so I need to work on that. I'm definitely working on that. And your fitness, you can on some level control things on a film set. It's not a hard and fast rule, but it's like if you can build your life, you can build a film set. And if you can run a film set like a well-oiled machine, a lot of times you can build your life. There is some correlation. So my favorite people have some level of health discipline, some level of sleep discipline. They just seem to make things a lot easier for me and the whole cast. So what are some types of people or some characteristics or traits you look for when you're teaming up with other people? Because we need other people to get this done. We need a reliable team.
Yeah, at first, I'm definitely looking for crew that can understand the story first. It doesn't have to be like you have exactly the same experience as that character lived through. Just because you understand, like, when use Fortune House as an example. Have you ever feel things that you are in the middle of the conversation, you suddenly feel like, oh, am I saying anything wrong? Am I laugh at the right joke? And like some kind of like, am I got like excused out of the group? If we can't understand this feeling, then we trying to depict it in the story. And if every crew member knows how they feels, then what they did will like around the same. So I would say the first thing is like, uh, if we can relate it to the similar feeling, like with the theme of the story. And the second, I'm definitely looking for someone's like sensitive and also knows what they do. Cause like we always have like, cause this is such like a kind of a work type that everyone too closely work together and like, and also affect like what is going to look on the frame at every second. So I feel like, if you're a sensitive person and you always have like open-minded, you're not taking
Mhm.
anything personal and you're willing to share whatever comes up like as a sparkle while you're on set, then that's like perfect things that like everyone can work together. I feel like that's also how what kind of person my cast and my crew is. And I feel like I got like also like taken care by them a lot like while we shooting.
Yeah, yeah. Empathy on set it matters, sensitivity. So let me throw it back to you for a free-for-all question. What are some things or anything you'd like listeners to know about Fortune House or you? Anything you want to tell us?
Mm, yeah, let me think about it. I would say first thing for sure, join our premiere this Friday is like in August 7th, this Friday.
Hmm.
It's gonna
Hmm.
be 7:45 p.m. at the Regal North Hollywood. We're all gonna stay around here before and after the screening. So come here and talk to us. We really value like how people feel after they see the film. And this is gonna be our first premiere also. So we love to meet fans and like audiences in person because like the theater is like the ultimate experience of like you're watching the film. So and the second things I would say, mm, we're also trying to do a mini series around this concept. So there's a bigger world. Mo trying to find a way to say, and he definitely worked with Demon this time, and he ended up becoming like friends with Demon because Demon is also stuck between human and Hill, like immigrants stuck between two countries. So, but in the end, Mo realized that you gotta say goodbye to the demons and it create like a bigger topic around like how we feel, what's the sense of belonging feels like. That we gonna talk from this perspective towards immigrants like story. In the season, and we recently trying to get more drafts for our pilot episode. Hopefully, we can make the production running sometime. So stay in touch. Yeah.
It was very cool. I love the mahjong scene. So before you give us your socials and where to find you, any of that, my one deep philosophical question I ask a lot, because there's demons in your film. Do you believe in demons? Do you think they exist in real life?
Mm. I do. Well, I think like the if demon exists, it's probably almost like similar to like, do you believe in God? Like God and
Uh-huh,
demons kind
uh-huh.
of like just like two sides of a coin. I
Hmm.
believe that like demon were here when you like trying to talk the thoughts in your brain. That's the time the demon were appear. And in the story, we trying to have a demon not only because of the historical like research that we done before, and we also want us to study as a minority. It's not helpful that you always think about you are a minority when you're trying to live your life, right? So how like a person can cope with this feeling? What about we just treat us as like a villain? You would look different than people, you're outside of them, you probably look scary to them, like outcast to them, but you're also the main character because villain is also the main character from for a lot of film. So that's like one of the sense of feeling we're trying to express in the film because like we got depicted in the as the monster, but like there's but they have their way to live this life through. So that's the I feel like yeah, I wanna trust that demon with you, but like this demon can be the demon in your heart, or like you wanna live a life like a cool demon. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like an evil demon. Like yeah.
Interesting. So give us your socials. We'll close out the interview. Where can we find you? Your IMDb, whatever you want us to know.
Yeah, so my IMDb is Yihong X Huang, Yihong X Huang. So if you want to see more updates on social media, you can follow me on Instagram, D1G1H1H. That's my Instagram. I will update everything on it. And feel free to reach out to me if you want to have a screening or like you want to see what's the next festival we're gonna screen like in the following month. Yeah.
Yeah, really impressive. The I Hate Love was cool. This was cool. A series on Fortune House would be cool. Your work is, I was very impressive. It was very interesting and intriguing. So on that note, we're gonna throw it back to Mark Torres for more. It came from the radio. See you later.